Hello, my name's Jenny and this is the very first video that I've ever done for YouTube or for anywhere else. I thought that I would do a video about my journey that I'm having with PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome, which if you're watching, I'm guessing that you already know about or you've already got yourself. With me, my journey started when me and my husband had been trying to conceive our second child for 4 years with absolutely no success and no reason as to why we were having problems. We conceived our first child, Finley, in 2007 after just 6 months of trying, so we figured that everything would be absolutely fine for having more. After all this time, we'd gone to the doctors, but my husband was ridiculously reluctant in wanting to go to the doctors to get a sperm sample. I had my test at the doctors when I went. All it was for me was a blood test that tested my LH levels to see whether I actually ovulated or not, which came back fine, which meant that that month I had ovulated. But that is all that test showed. So without my husband's sperm test, we were sort of in the dark. I watched this morning and they were doing a special on fertility week that they wanted to do. So I decided that I was going to apply for it just by telling them exactly what I just told you. And luckily for us, we got picked. So me and my husband went on this morning on the 24th and the 26th of February of 2013. This to me was the be all and end all. I thought, finally I might get an answer as to why, or why not, because all we've been told is until my husband has had his test that it would be classed as unexplained fertility and to not worry about anything and to keep going. The world's worst words that I think anybody can ever receive. It'll be fine, just keep trying. So we went on this morning and I had a test done on television, live on television. You may or may not have seen it. I had what was called a transvaginal scan. This was done by a lady whose name I'm afraid I cannot pronounce, from Harley Street. And she was a specialist of Harley Street. And it was really long. It's like a long thin probe, really bad. It was tiny, and like this big. And it only got put into your vagina about that part, so nothing really. It didn't hurt, I like to tell you all. I didn't even know it was in until I saw the picture pop up on the screen. What she saw that day live on national TV along with the rest of the country and myself was these little black little beads all around my anchors, which was consistent with PCOS. Now, I didn't get the results until 2 minutes before I went live on air, and I didn't even know what PCOS was. I'd never heard of it before, and I'm thinking in my head, oh my god, I've got this horrible disease, I'm never going to be able to have any children, that's it, my chances are over, you know, game end. And to be quite honest, I was really devastated, just because I didn't know what it meant. But it sort of got explained to me a little bit. Obviously, being on TV, there are constricted time scales. So after the show, Dr. Chris spoke to me about it, and he sort of explained things a little bit more. Bottom line is, don't give up hope. You know, in our case, we have already had one child. We can have another. So he said, we just have to wait for your husband's test tomorrow. So on the 26th, 2 days later, my husband came back and he had a sperm test done. Wouldn't do it at our doctors, but would quite happily do it in our own car studio. Go bigger. Anyway, his results came back, and normally, this is what the specialist told us, normally in a male sperm sample you will get sort of 3 to 4 mils per ejaculation, and in each mil the average that they're looking for is 15 million sperms per mil. Now in our case, my husband had 5 mils of semen, and in every mil of his sperm there were 94 million sperms. Ridiculous. So he was like way above average. So we were thinking, good, okay, he's got lots of little swimmers, it's just me. So we were told by everybody that day that we have a very good chance of conceiving, mainly because of him. I wouldn't tell him that, but because of him. He's got so many that in theory one should get lucky. But because of my PCOS, I had to go to my GP. And all the doctors said to me on the show, the doctors on the show, by the way, if you were wondering, were Dr. Chris, who's on this morning all the time, who's a very good doctor, Dr. Dawn Harper, who does like embarrassing bodies and stuff, and there was the two specialists, the one lady from Harley Street, and then another doctor from other Planet Street, so it's in London. Anyway, all of them told us that all we needed to do was go to our GP and get prescribed this drug called Clomid. Again, I'd never heard of it, but this Clomid drug apparently is the all-singing, all-dancing drug that is supposedly going to help us. So I thought, right, you know, I'll leave the show, I'll go and see my GP at home, I'll get prescribed this drug, I'll take it, I'll be pregnant, life will be a dream. No, living in cuckoo land, most definitely. I'm still on my journey, which is why I've started doing this. I went to see my doctor on the 1st of March. As soon as we came back home, I booked an appointment and I went to see my doctor. And my doctor said, no, can't get that drug here. It has to be done through a fertility clinic. So where I'm living, my closest fertility clinic is Cambridge. So I need to be referred there. But in order for me to be referred, I have to do all of these steps. Fine, I'll do anything. I'll off my arm. I just want to be a mum again. You know, I'm sure you all have that feeling. You know in your heart that you aren't complete until either you have your very first baby, or in my case, you're greedy and you want more. And he said, right, we'll do all these tests. So the tests that we have to have done, that I had to have done, my husband's part was done, you know, do it in a cup, finished. But I had to go and I had to have so many bloods done, so many. I had to have one done midway through my cycle, which for me is tricky because I'm never sure when my exact days are. I'm not a day dot period girl. I'm not like here, there and everywhere, but my periods generally are 3 to 5 days either side. So who friggin' knows what day I actually am. Supposedly 28 days is the normal amount of time, but to class yourself as having a 28 day period, it has to be 28 days bang on the dot. And then you are classed as having a regular, normal period. I don't know anyone, none of my friends have normal periods that you can set your calendar by. They're always out by a little bit. But hey, so anyway, so I had to have one of these tests done halfway through my period, and one of them done 7 days before my period was due to start. Which for me, nightmare, because it's all guesswork, and if they're not close enough, you have to have them done again. So of course I had to have them done again. You had to have a vaginal swab done, which is just taking all of the culture from just inside your vagina, just to make sure you haven't got anything nasty left, any sort of disease or infections or anything else that might affect or be part of the reason why. And I had to have a smear test done. And I had to fight to have my smear test done. In order for the clinic to take you, you have to have every single test done, your husband's and all of yours done, within a 3-month period. And if they're not done within the 3-month period, your form gets sent back. It's rejected and you have to start it all over again. Luckily I have a very wonderful doctor who herself has PCOS and has gone through all of these things herself, so she understood exactly what to do. Having a doctor that understands you, key. Being able to talk to them and for them to actually understand what you're going through and how you're feeling, there's no words to describe that. And I had to have this smear test done, but in the UK, smear tests are every 3 years. Mine wasn't due, so they had to go to the clinic and get it sent. It was a lot of palaver and it took 3 weeks for them to finally say, fine, do the smear, send it back. So I had to have all that done. All my results came back, my bloods, the smear, the check on the swab, everything. And all of that information, along with the transvaginal scan that I had done on this morning, was all put on the form. Then I had to have my weight done and I had to have my height done. Now, I was told by them on this morning and by the doctors themselves that I had to lose weight, stop smoking and start a healthy lifestyle. Which everybody gets told that. It's like the basics. You've got a cold, lose weight. You've got a runny nose, you give up smoking. So I knew they were going to say this to me, and I want to lose weight. I want to quit smoking. But losing weight, hard, very hard. Trying to give up smoking, very hard. I've been given these drugs now. I thought I'd show you, just so you know. Called this thing, I think it would. This is called Champex, apparently. Now I have to take this. Here you can see where I am. I'll show you. And then they're little teeny tiny pills. Look, see, ooh. Teeny tiny pills, so tiny. And you have to take one of these. See? You have to take one of them in the morning and one of them at night, or whatever, and then they get stronger. And then between these times you have to work out when you want to quit. I'm now on day 7. I am halfway through, and okay. You know, I'm trying to lose the weight. I'm trying to give up smoking. It's tough. It's very tough. I've been a smoker for 17 years. Very naughty. I'm only I'm 30 this year. So I've been smoking since I was 13. So it's very difficult for me to quit. I'm trying. But yeah, and I had to lose weight. And I got told to lose weight, you should go on a diet which is a low GI diet. Again, I'm thinking, hello, what now? I haven't got a clue. I've been on diets before. I have lost some weight on diets and then I put it all back on and even more. I'm a yo-yoer. I've always been and my weight has bothered me, and this isn't the heaviest, or this wasn't the heaviest that I have ever been. I have been a lot heavier, I have been a lot thinner. It's just the way I am. But yeah, so low GI diet, so I had to Google what a low GI diet was, because I haven't got a clue. So I went to the library and I got a book called PCOS for Dummies. I figured that's me. it was quite good. You know, it had some good tips in it. It explained it in a basic way that I could sort of understand. They sort of try and baffle you with science, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and I'm just thinking, whoa, one thing at a time. I can't deal with all of these things. So I read the things, I got a general gist of what's good, what's bad. I changed my bread. I was having like a 50-50 bread. I changed to whole wheat and seeded bread, which is yummy. I liked it anyway. I tried to cut out crisps. I cut out my carbohydrate. I did what they said. You have a smaller plate, and on that plate you have half of it as either vegetables or a salad, and then you have a third of it as meat and a third of it as your carbohydrates. I did that. I changed my meats. I used the extra lean mince. I had chicken. I had nothing really. I replaced everything as much as I could with fruits and with vegetables. And yeah, I did lose weight. In a month I lost 2 stone. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I didn't know that I was losing weight. I knew that I was tired. Very, very tired. I knew that I was grouchy. I knew that I was raving like crazy, just a tiny little bit of cake. All I wanted was cake. I even started dreaming of cake. But then I started to feel better, and I felt lighter within myself, if that makes any sense to you guys out there. But I didn't have stomach cramps because I cut out all of the things that were affecting me, like the yummy things, cake, crisps, chocolate, chocolate, anything nice really, and I replaced it all with vegetables and fruits and vegetables and fruits, and I was really, really careful. I hungry, I'd snack on walnuts or sunflower seeds instead of packet crisps and and I did feel better. I didn't feel as grouchy in the end. My stomach cramps went, my bloatiness went, and I felt better. And obviously I was losing weight as well. Unfortunately, acne still there. Horrible, horrible skin. It doesn't matter how much I look after it, I just have spots, and I'm typical. I have them here and here. So this bit here is a half. Just the half of awfulness is all my acne. I am lucky. I don't have excess hair anywhere else. You know, obviously I have regular periods. And the acne, and that was the key really for me. But yeah, so I'm hoping that going to the fertility clinic will help us. I'm hoping that they will prescribe us this magical drug that is clonid, and I'm hoping that it will work. I've read an awful lot online about it. I know the side effects. I know that there is a ridiculously high chance of me falling pregnant. If I do, with multiples. Apparently, based on my height, my weight, my BMI, my age, and everything else, I have a much greater chance of conceiving a minimum of twins. Average for me is 5% higher chance of, so I'm sorry, more than that, I think it's a 35% higher chance or something ridiculous. It's high. But then I have found out recently as well that my great grandma was also a twin herself, so that sort of ups it slightly. And also the fact that this clonal drug you can release more than one egg is the main reason. Also apparently having a BMI over 30, being over 6 foot tall, being over 30, or in my case I was up to 30, greatly increases your cycle, all these things, which is mental and scary. Although after 4 years and the desperate craving, I think is the best word to say it, of seeing all of your friends have more babies, you know, it gets you. It gets you down. You just think, well, why are they having children? Why can't I have children? Why has God blessed them with children, and why won't He bless me with them? Why am I being greedy? I already have one fabulous little man upstairs. You know, and I feel saddened for those people that are starting out on this journey and haven't even had the blessing of one child. And I'm sure there's going to be people out there saying, what is this stupid woman complaining about? She already has one child, she should be grateful. I understand that. But there is no greater gift in this life than being a parent. And I absolutely adore my job of being a mummy. And yeah, I want more. And my husband wants more. We are both only children, and we don't want our child to have to be an only child and grow up like we did alone. And we want more children in our life because it's both of our dreams to have a bigger family. And if this drug can help us, fabulous. Having PCOS so far has already made me much more aware of me, of my feelings, of my moods, and of my determination for wanting more children. I'm going to try, as I said, I haven't done this before, but I am going to try to do more videos along the way that explain what happened to me. I have my appointment at the fertility clinic on the 4th of June, so it's 23rd of May. So it's not much longer until I have my very first appointment with my consultant and I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know if he's even going to give me this drug. But if there is anything you would like to ask me, I will try my hardest to help you. Obviously I've only got what I've gone through and what is happening to me. I will try my best to explain, and I will keep you posted. If for now you want to find out more information, I've found two things that have really helped me. First of all, there was a site that clinic that did my husband's test on this morning. They suggested that we went and looked on that. It's called verity.com, VERITY, and you have to pay for it, but it's meant to be really, really good. And I've looked on some of the things there, but it's a little bit expensive. I didn't really want to pay. So I was looking on Wikipedia, on Google, on Nextmum, on loads of sites, and on YouTube. And I also found a site it's on its own website, but it's also on YouTube too. And it's called PCOS.tv, and it's a documentary series that they're doing following, I think it's 10 women in America of varying ages and size and children and everything else, and about them and their journey, and about how they're dealing with their PCOS symptoms, and in trying to get them into control, to either start a family, to get healthier. It's been good. There's a nutritionist on there that explains things, there's doctors that explain things a hell of a lot better than what I can, and it helps me. But yeah, if I can help you in any other way, just to let me know. It's also doing this to see if I can help someone else out there, but also for my own benefit, so that I have a record of where I was and what's been going on with me. So if you want to leave me a message, feel free. I will try and get back to you and help you in which way I can. But thanks for listening to me waffle this short period of time, and I will be back on here again soon to give you some more information. So yeah, bye for now.